Hi, blessings, everyone. Good morning. Uh, Hi, good morning. Good morning. Right, right. Hi, Bunny. How are you? All right, Mary Thomas Tracy. Hi, Dean is in the house. Good to have you on. Just share and invite. Just tag someone that needs to hear this discussion this morning. All right, I'm getting a little glare here, but I'm gonna do it good. All right. Okay, just let me know what area you are coming in from. What area you're coming in from. All right. Morning, everyone. Blessings, blessings. All right, welcome to the morning breakfast brew with Ian and Keeshon. All right, I know Keeshon will be joining me this morning. I know he's in a conference in Miami. All right, he's going to be back next week, please God. But I'm with you this morning, and we have been talking about your words matter. Your words matter. All right, please just let me know what area you're coming in from. All right, all right. Okay. Blessings, blessings. We did. Tristy's in the house. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right, so I'm going to be doing that discussion. We're going to continue that discussion on your words matter. I think I'm going to stay on that for a while because there's so much to share. Basically, those of you who are on, just kind of just text me. Just your takeaway from the session that we was on Wednesday. This is Friday. Friday. We are at the end of the work week. And remember, this platform was designed for personal development and growth in the area of faith and finance, where we discuss certain topics that are pertinent and integral for your growth and for your development, whether it's in faith, whether it's in finance. Myself and Keeshon started this probably about 2 months ago. All right, we have been on. And I hope that, and I think from the feedback from the people, I know that the platform has been really, really a blessing to a lot of folks. So just tag someone, invite someone, all right, if you need someone to message them to be on this platform. All right, so this morning I'm going to be talking about reasons. I'm going to deal with some reasons why individuals or people stop making their confession or their declaration. Now, remember, we are talking about your words matter. Your words matter. Okay, and on the last session, I spoke about when you speak, there are two things that takes place when you speak: a release and a restraint. A release and a restraint with your words. Okay. I also shared with you that when you speak, there are angels that takes your word. So there's a release and there's a restraint that takes place your word. And the Bible tells us that life and death is in the power of your tongue. Okay. And we understand the power of words, to understand the power of words. So we have been talking for this for the past few sessions, and I think we're going to stay on this for a little while. We have been using both the Bible and both secular concepts when it comes to the word. And basically what it is we are dealing with in terms of when you are progressing, when you are going forward in terms of whether it's success, whether it's relationship, whatever, there are things that is going to come up. All right. And what you say is critical. What you say when you are faced with difficulties is really, really important, because you can give it life, you can give it death. Your tongue is really a weapon. Your tongue is a weapon. All right. Your tongue can give something life, it can give it death. So really, really, you are literally the change agent of your situation. This is why the Bible tells us that let the weak say I'm strong, let the poor say I'm rich. So you don't say, basically, if you're going through a down situation, you don't speak that. You speak life, because you have the ability to change or to shift. Now, I just want to clear one thing before we jump into the reasons why people stop making confession. And It's a statement that someone made a statement. No, this is a scripture in the Bible. It says that if you decree a thing, it shall be established. And I know sometimes people say, well, are you God to create things or to say things and establish? But I don't believe the Bible was saying it from that perspective. Okay? If you decree a thing, it shall be established. It's not that you are creating something. Remember, what it is that you are going after, what it is you're believing for, already exists in the spirit realm. Okay? So it's not that you are creating it, it's already exists there. Okay? But you are, with your words now, you are moving it from the spirit realm and bringing it in the natural. Remember, for those of you who are into the Bible, remember the word of God says that God has given us everything pertaining to life and godliness. So God has already given you certain things, but it's not in the natural, it's in the spirit. So when we say you shall decree a thing and it shall be established, it doesn't mean that you are literally creating something. You are just moving it from the spirit to the natural. And I hope somebody is getting this morning, because I know I was listening to a program also yesterday, and the person was talking about saying that you can't create things, you can't speak those things that are not as though they are. You can into existence. And I'm saying too is that it's not that you are creating something into existence. Remember, it exists in eternity, exists in the spirit realm. You are moving it from the spirit to the natural. Okay, that is what you are calling into existence. So it's not that you are creating it into existence. Okay, so I just wanted to highlight that there. All right, so those of you who are coming, just let me know what part of Trinidad, what part of the world that you are coming in from, what part of the Caribbean that you're coming from. All right, and I know, so that we can just shout you out. And if you're on this morning, all right, just tag, text straight on your Facebook page, on the Instagram, and or probably on your WhatsApp, and let's let folks know that the morning breakfast brew is on with Ian and Keeshon. So let's get back into this now. So I want to share with you a couple of reasons why people stop confessing. All right, and before I share this, let me those of you who are on, I want you to text for me some of the reasons that you think why someone, and this is in this discussion here. Okay, so you started to build, you started to work it, you start working on your own personal development, or you started going after something, whether it's a business, whether it's relationship, whatever it is, and things start to go contrary, all right, not as planned, and you stop. Okay, you started making your confession, you started making your decrees. Remember, we spoke about the I am factor. Okay, you started making your I ams, you wrote your I ams for your health and for your business, for your relationship, for your marriage. I am blessed, I am healed, I am the head, I am all that stuff. And then something happened and you stop. Why do people stop their confession? Because remember, if you are following me on this series, I started with a scripture that says, hold fast your confession. All right. And the verse continues to say, he that promised is faithful. So which means he wants you to hold fast, which means be steady, be consistent with your confession, because the one who promised is faithful to bring it to pass, which means it's going to come. So no matter what challenges I face, no matter what obstacles I face, I must be consistent and disciplined with my confession or with my declaration. So if you're doing the I am factor, if you are doing the decrees for your business, for your goals, or for your dreams and things, okay? So the question I'm asking, I want you to put it there for me. All right, let's see what some folks are saying. Somebody say I'm from Trinidad, but I am in New Jersey. All right, New Jersey's in the house. Wonderful. Wonderful, Thomas Fletcher. Wonderful. Good to have you on with us this morning. All right, folks, let me know where you're coming in from. So the question I'm asking is why someone will stop confessing, why individuals stop making the I am factor or stop doing the decrees when they are faced with a situation, when they are faced with an obstacle. I want you to just put it in the chat there for me. All right, put it in the chat for me. all right, from your perspective, why people, and before I share some points I have here for you, because I really want you to get this, because that verse that we're working on, we said hold fast your confession. I want you to be steady with your confession, right? So no matter what the bank say, be steady with your confession. No matter what the doctors say, be steady with your confession, all right? No matter what people say, be steady with your confession. I am blessed. I am healed. I am the head. I am money, and whatever it is, just be consistent, okay? Because he who promised is faithful. Okay, let's see what some of the folks are saying there. Gardner is on. Good to have you on. All right, Darcel is on. Wonderful. Good to have you on. So just share your why. Give me your reasons, or give me reasons you think that people stop their confession. All right. So I'm gonna jump into it while folks are putting in their text there. All right. Now, I give you one reason the last time, and the one reason I said, I was saying to you that even though confession is important, okay, many individuals start out making confession of faith, decrease, and they stop. Why? Okay, and the first one I give you was the reason why people stop is because when the natural circumstances is more real than the spiritual truth. Okay, so you're faced with a situation. You start your confession. Let's take, for instance, the health. Okay, I am healed, and my body, and all that stuff. So you start making the confession about your health, and you went to the doctor. The doctor say, not materializing. Wonderful. Thank you, Candice. Okay, and you went to the doctor, and the doctor say there's a lump there in your breast, so there's cancer, and you stop. And what happened now, that what the doctor said becomes more real than what you are confessing. Okay, whether you're confessing the truth from the word of God, whether you are confessing something for your business, the report that you got is more real. When that becomes more real, sometimes we lose our resolve. Listen to this. To continue speaking what the words say, or stop speaking what we want the outcome of the business, all right, or the health. So you say that my body is healed, and my health is good, and all that stuff. You start confessing, but the minute you went to the doctor, bam, the doctor say cancer, and you just stop confessing. You stop making your faith confession. You stop making it. Why? Because then what the doctors say is more real to you than your confession. Okay? And many individuals stop because of that, which means the natural circumstances has a voice, and we'll talk about that just now. All right, so let's see what some of the folks are saying. All right, so Candice say not materializing. That's true. So when the thing that you're confessing hasn't materialized, okay. Now let me touch that a little bit, because sometimes the materializing of the thing that you're confessing, sometimes we really don't control the time. Now, it's important to set time for these things to manifest, okay? But sometimes we don't control the time of it manifesting. But to manifest, it will manifest. To happen, because we do our part, God's going to do his part, bam, it's going to happen. But when it don't materialize, sometimes people stop. Let's see what Akeem, good to have you on, Akeem. All right, Tracy, what Tracy is saying there. All right, getting weary and not knowing God's timing is not our timing. That's right. So you're tired because sometimes God's time clock is not your time clock. And your time clock is not God's time clock. So when you don't see it manifest, when you want it to manifest, you stop. Okay. Now, this is a good example of this. Is most of you know the book of Daniel in the Old Testament. Daniel, when he started to pray, and his answer didn't come until the 21st day. So 21 days after, bam, the answer come. And when the angel came with the answer, the angel said to Daniel, from the first day that you send your requests out, God released me to come with your answer. This is 21 days after the angel is explaining this to Daniel. He said, from the first day, it's on its way. But there was some obscurity in mid-heaven. So that is why it took me so long. But this is 21 days after. Daniel is now hearing why. But Daniel is in time, and Daniel don't know what is happening in the spirit realm. He knew that he asked God for something, bam, it hasn't come on the first day, on the second day, the third day, the fourth day, but guess what? He kept on praying. Now, the point I want to release in that is Daniel kept on praying, which means he kept on speaking, he kept on talking, all right? And it's the same thing. It may not come the first day, the second day, but guess what? Keep on with your confession. Keep on with your I am factor. Keep on speaking it because it's going to come, all right? Let's see what Eric is saying. The faith dwindle. This is important, all right? So you start off making that confession, and most of the times when people start off, their faith is at 11, their faith is at 100, and you're excited. Any one of you could attest to that. When you start off doing anything, you start off making you write your I am factors, you start making your confession with your mouth. I am blessed, I am healed, I am the head, I am not the tail, I am this, I am that. Okay, but now, so your faith is at that level. But remember, for those of you, because I do teachings on faith, remember also your faith is tested in the waiting process. Okay, so when you start off, your faith is at 100, but your faith is going to be tested. And the consistency of your faith is important because your faith also is going to be rewarded. Your faith is rewarded in the receiving process. So when you receive the thing that you are waiting for, then your faith is rewarded. But your faith is going to be tested. And most of the times when people begin their confession, when their faith is tested, sometimes they can't stand the faith test. The faith test. All right. So thanks for those of you who put some of the reason why. Let me run it to you again. Not because Candice not materializing. Tracy say God's timing is not our timing. All those are reason why people stop. Erica says my faith. When your faith dwindle, your faith fall. All right. So those are some of the reasons. Now let's get into now some of the stuff I have here to share with you. So first one I said is when the natural circumstances is more real than the spiritual truth. Okay, that's one of the reasons, because natural circumstances, it has a voice. Hear me now. It has a voice, and if you keep listening to the voice of your situation, it's telling you, listen to me, it's not going to happen. It's telling you it's not going to happen. That voice now, what it does, it drowns out your confession. It drowns out what the word is saying. And sometimes you lose confidence and in faith for faith to fulfill the word. Okay? And you start agreeing now with what? With the circumstances, because it starts speaking. So for me now, with this here, listening, what it is you are listening to when you begin to make your decrees. Remember, earlier we talk about what books are you reading? What stuff are you listening? Because remember, you have to keep your faith. You see, it's one thing to say confession, say the right thing. But remember, many of us are not disciplined to constantly talking and saying the right thing. I think it was on Wednesday I spoke to you about your thinking and your speaking and your action must correspond. I said to you about the corresponding action of your confession. That is what I said on the last session we had. Your corresponding action of your confession is important. So your thinking got to be at the right place, your speaking got to be right place, and your action got to be at the right place. And sometimes we say the right thing, but we do the wrong thing. Sometimes we say the right thing, but we think the wrong thing. We spoke about that on Wednesday. Okay, let's go to for number 2. The second reason why people stop confessing is some people are just not comfortable when nature with not seeing faith as a lifestyle, which means now some people are just not comfortable. So you're not comfortable, so it causes you now to stop. Because remember, this faith thing is a lifestyle. So if people have not fully embraced the reality of the world, which the eyes can hear, and hear what it says, eyes cannot see, they will have the conviction that spiritual forces are listening to what they are saying. So sometimes we think that it's not going to happen. All right. But people are still speaking negative words. All right. And people speak more negative than positive. So when you start speaking the positive things, you start saying positive things, and it's not happening, you stop. Because remember, this is a lifestyle, and we try to cultivate a lifestyle where you're going to understand the power of your words, and your situation and circumstances can change based on what it is you're saying, because your mouth, life and death, is in the power of your tongue. So you can change your situation, you can give it life, or you can give it death. That is the power of that. You can give your situation life, or you can give it death. But some people, sometimes they're not comfortable, but yet we say bad words, things, and we see the bad things manifested. All right, let's go to number 3. It says something confessing God's word will forfeit receiving assistance from others. This one is something else. So some people think that when you confess, okay, you forfeit the assistance of others helping you. So if someone speak words of abundance, all right, they may forfeit the help of someone from whom they were hoping to get, whether it's money from, wouldn't help them. So some people just don't speak that. And then some people literally don't speak it because they were not cultured that way. They were not brought up in that way. If you were brought up in an environment where it's just negative and just that kind of toxic environment, then literally you are cultured and programmed to speak that negative. You ever speak to certain individuals and all they're saying is just negative stuff? All right, it cannot happen. So you say, well, let's try this here. Nah, I don't think that will work. Let's do this here. Why? Because the environment that they grew up in cultivate that whole mindset. So they basically, everything comes from a place of negativity. They open them out because they're thinking. So to really to embrace these stuff, what I'm telling you, your mindset will have to be restructured, especially if you were brought up in an environment where that it was toxic and it was negative and it was all that stuff just feeding. So the framework of your mind have to be restructured. That is where we talk about paradigm restructuring. The paradigms of your subconscious mind will have to be restructured. So sometimes if it's like that, no matter what the person say, no matter what they do, it's difficult for it to really shift. All right. So words cannot be used to manipulate people. You can't use words to manipulate people. But when you make a faith confession over your life, God gets involved. This is the power of this confession. All right. So you can't use words to manipulate people. All right. But when you make a confession, listen to this. When you make a confession, God gets involved. I remember I said to you, when you use the I am factor, okay, everything in the universe is adjusted, begin to make its way to you. And just like if you speak from a place of negativity, okay, so if you said if you call your child stupid, you're always stupid, you don't understand. Guess what? Then everything in the universe around stupid will start make its way to your child and start manifesting. Why? Because that is how the universe was structured, and that's the power of the I am factor. All right. So don't use your words to manipulate people. All right. Use your faith to move God to work on your behalf. Okay. Because you cannot use your words to manipulate people. You use your words because you understand the power of your words. You understand what your tongue carry, what you say can give something life or death. You understand that. So you're not going to use your words to manipulate people, but guess what? You're going to use your words so that you can get God to work on your behalf. All right. So you're partnering with God. You understand the whole partnership with your words and your relationship with God, and you understand the power of words and what you carry. So it's really a change for you when you understand the power of this. Okay. The next reason I believe that why people stop confessing, some people need acceptance from others who do not understand this. So sometimes if you are not getting others to come in agreement with what it is you're saying, individuals will stop. All right. So you do not make consistent faith confession. Now, for those of you who are believers, we call this a faith confession. Okay. All right. A faith confession. And sometimes people stop because you need people acceptance, or you need acceptance from others who do not understand faith, understand this kind of language. All right. So guess what? And these people, what they call, we say they are intimidated by doubts of others. Intimidated by doubts of others. So you allow what other people think. So you're not going to say that because guess what? Bam, other people. All right, other people. All right. However, your victory by using your mouth will silence all opposition of faith confession. So you must hold your course. Listen to this. Your victory, you have your victory by using your mouth. All right. So you can silence the opposition. So when you begin to speak positive, when you begin to speak that's positive and not negative, that gives you the victory. So you're in a situation, it's going bad, but you are hearing this discussion here on your words matter. And you have that authority, that position, that power that you can speak life. And because, as I said before, many of us, we are not structured like this. We were brought up like this. So when something bad is happening, guess what? We go in that place of just comfortable, not saying anything. We back out. We don't say anything. And we don't say anything. We stop saying anything for a week, 2 weeks, and we just leave it like that. And guess what? We start something else next month. Okay? But the thing we started, because it went sour, because it went bad, okay, we stopped saying anything. We stopped making the confession. All right? And even right now, I'm thinking about a situation with an individual who started a business. I went sour. All right? And they just stopped. Okay? But remember, life and death is in the power of your mouth. So when the things is not turning out the way you want it to turn out in the natural, not in the spiritual, all right? Because remember, I said to you, your words are spiritual. It affects the spirit realm first, okay? But in the natural, you are not seeing it. So it's going sour. It seems like it's not making money and all that stuff. What do you do? What do you say? Your confession is important to give that thing life. And do you have the faith to stand and still speak life in this thing? Life, you say live. Live. You speak life. Live. I hope that this discussion is encouraging you to go back to that thing that you had that died, and you walk away from it because you didn't speak life. And you had the power, the ability and the position to give that thing life. Okay, but because it manifests death, or it started to die and you walk away, it died. But you was in a position to give that thing life. Remember, life and death is in the power of your mouth, your tongue. That's it. That's key right there. That's key right there. So the victory lies with you. So the thing that you walk away from, the thing that you say is kind of going to happen. Get pen to paper. I said that to you already. From your head to your hands to the paper, and begin to write it out. Discipline yourself consistently to stand 15 minutes, 10 minutes every morning before you go out. Make your declaration in front of the mirror. Before you go to bed, make your decrees. During the day, speak life, speak life. I know what the thing is saying in the natural, but I know what I'm seeing in the spirit. I know what I'm seeing on that side, and I want that to come here. I don't want this. So guess what? I need to speak it. I need to speak what I'm seeing. I need to speak what I'm writing. I need to speak it, and I need to be consistent with it. So even though it begin to say crazy stuff, I know even people begin to say, hey, walk away from this, it's going to die. Do you have the faith and the stability, consistency to know for sure what it is you want and to stick with it until you see it change? All right. So don't listen to other people. All right. The next one I have here, you go wary, making confession because in the natural, it appears like nothing is happening. Same thing. It appears like nothing is happening. And you see, folks, I'm telling you this, do not, this is why I think it's in the Paul say, the Bible says, look not at the things which are seen, for the things which are seen are what temporal. Okay. And I want you to hold that. I want you to hold that, folks. Hold that in your mind, hold that in your heart. Look not at the things which are seen, for the things which are seen are temporal. All right. So it's not looking how you want it to look in the first month, in the first week. All right. He said, don't look at the things which are seen, because the things which are seen are what? Temporal. Okay. The things which are not seen, that's that's in the natural, that's what you hold on to. And you have to keep your focus on that. Keep your focus. And we spoke about not being what? Circumstantially driven. Not being circumstantially driven. If you keep looking at the process that the stuff is going through. Let me just share this with you. Now, the process the caterpillar goes through. Caterpillar, the moth, the butterfly. All right, the process. That's a similar process. Okay, because remember, when you begin to make a confession, all right, it's going through a process. The stuff is going through a process, and sometimes when it's going through, you're not seeing what it's going through internally. What you see on the outside, you're seeing this thing not working. You see this not happening, and you're listening to negative reports, all that stuff. But the stuff is going through a process. So the caterpillar, all right, the moth, before it turns into the butterfly, it is in the cocoon. Hear this. It's in the cocoon, all right? And it's going through a process. And if you understand the process for that, the caterpillar, the moth, right, that it must die. It has to die. It has to die in order for the butterfly to come forth. So it's going through a dying process, shredding of all its DNA. Everything have to shred, die, before the butterfly comes forth. And all this is taking place in the cocoon. That seems like nothing is happening there, but something is happening on the inside. And it's a similar thing with when you make your confession, where you make your decrees over your business, over your life, over your health. Okay, you on the outside it may seem like nothing is happening, but I'm telling you, something is happening on the inside, because remember, your words are spirit impacts, where the spiritual first and then the natural. Okay, your words are containers. Okay, it brings something from this realm into this realm. So in the realm that you're in the natural, you're not seeing anything, and it seems like nothing is happening with your business. All right, but not because you are seeing it in the natural doesn't mean that something is not taking place in the spiritual. And I can give you all the examples for that. I remember we just spoke about Daniel when he started to pray. Nothing, but he kept on praying. 21 days after, what happened? The angel came to say, from the first day I was sent, but I had some problems in the mid-heaven. But here am I with your answer for your prayer. Okay? So even also with the caterpillar, the butterfly, it's in the cocoon. You're not seeing anything, but it's dying. Something's taking place on the inside. This is why it is necessary for us to be steadfast with our confession. So even though in the natural, it seems like nothing is happening, even though people around you is saying you're wasting time, why are you doing that? Come on. But remember, a transition is taking place. Something's happening in the realm of the spirit. It must move from the spirit into the natural. It's making its way to get to you. Can't you imagine how many stuff start making its way to get to you, and you stop? You stop confessing. You stop with your decrees. You stop with your declaration. And guess what? That thing stopped in midway. All right? Why? Because remember I said to you, your confession is the vehicle that brings it from the spiritual into the natural. You already build a bridge called faith. Now your confession is bringing it across the bridge called faith. But while you start, the vehicle was coming, you stop. It's just think about like, wait, your confession is pulling it across. Okay? But if you keep looking at the natural and you're not seeing anything, doesn't mean that it's not coming. This is why the scripture says, look not at the things which are seen, for the things which are seen are what? Temporal. Do not look at temporal situations and temporal pains and temporal things in the natural to stop you from your confession. All right? Don't look at temporal things. And some of you started, but you look at temporal situation, because in the natural, it says nothing. The caterpillar, the cocoon, in that cocoon there, guess what? It looks like nothing is happening. And you know, somebody said that, and it said this, that if you break the cocoon to help it, you abort the whole process. So it must go through the dying process, because something is taking place inside, okay, for it to come forth into that beautiful butterfly. And it's the same thing with your confession. It's the same thing when you begin to make your decrees and your declaration and your confession over your situation. This is why it says, be steadfast with it. All right? So you grow weary, making faith confession, because in the natural, it appears like nothing is happening. It appears like nothing is happening. All right? But those of you who are kingdom people, all right, we are not moved by what we see, all right? Because what you see is not real, it's a reflection of the real, all right? Listen to what I'm saying. So just because it cannot be seen doesn't mean that nothing is happening. I'm going to say it again. Just because it's not seen doesn't mean that nothing is happening. Something is happening. This is why the scripture encourages us to be steadfast with your confession. If you believe what you're believing for, it's there, already there. Remember I said to you, you're not creating it. It already exists somewhere in the spirit realm. Your confession now is moving it. Your decrees, it's moving it from the spirit into the natural. That's what your words are doing. Your words. And then your words can give it life, because your words are containers. Your words are vehicles. Your words affect the spirit first and then the natural. If you catch this in your spirit, folks, I want you to catch this. It affects what? The spirit and then the natural. Okay? That's right, Richardson. If you break the cocoon, you abort the process. Now, let me give you a point here with this. This is why when people are going through things, not every time you can help them. I'm going to say this again. Some people, some individuals are going through stuff, that cocoon. You on the outside, you are looking at, and you want to play rescue 911 and go and take them out. There are some things people have to go through, because something is taking place on the inside. The dying, the decoding of that into a butterfly. Come on. But if you go and break the cocoon, guess what? You abort the process. And sometimes when you help people who are going through the process, you abort the process. All right? So you hurt them instead of helping them. You think that you are helping them, but literally you just kill them. You just hurt them. So then that beautiful butterfly cannot come forth, because in the cocoon, death was taking place. But somebody come and break the cocoon and spoil the whole process. That's wonderful. Let me hear what some of the folks are saying. All right, let me hear what some of the folks are saying. What is your takeaway this morning? If this session is a blessing to you, just let me know. All right, if it's helping you, somebody, don't listen to me. Don't just look at the things which are seen. And that is what a lot of individuals do. You look at the things which are seen, bam, and then you listen to what crazy people are saying on the outside. You listen to negative talks and negative words, and you stop. All right, you started off good, you were excited. All right, but because you're not seeing what you want to see at the time you wanted to see it, guess what? You stop. You thought nothing was happening. Remember this, your words affect the spiritual first and then the natural. Your words are like containers. You are bringing something from the spirit into the natural, the process. There's a process. Okay? So while you're waiting, something is happening. All right? It's not wasted time, it's waiting time. It is not wasted time, it is waiting time. And the waiting time is the process time. So while you're waiting, you are being processed and you are being prepared. It's not wasted time, it's waiting time, it's prepared time, and it's the process. Okay? For that which is coming forth. So there are a lot of things that is happening. So I want to encourage you to be steadfast with your confession. All right? Just because it cannot be seen doesn't mean nothing is happening. You must have what? The faith. All right? That it's something is happening in the spirit realm. That heaven, the host, is operating in your behalf. Even when you cannot see the natural process. Even when you cannot see the natural process. You know how many folks get frustrated with this? You know many folks start and stop, start and stop. You start a business, you stop. You start a relationship, you stop. You start a marriage, you stop. You just stop, start, stop. Why? Because in the natural, it's going through a process and you couldn't wait. You thought nothing wasn't happening. And then you started listening to crazy, cynical people talking things. And you abort, you stop. You stop your confession. You started excited, writing the I am factor, I am blessed, I am healed. Bam. One doctor report. And you stop. Come on. This is why I said to folks, begin to discipline yourself like this. Don't wait until there's an emergency, then to start getting your confession. No. You may say, well, my body is good and everything is good. No, write confessions, write decrees about your body. Come on. Write it about your body. And begin to speak it there. Don't wait until you get a report to run in to do something. All right? That means you are reacting, you are not responding. So if you are responding, it means that you are preparing for this. So you just, when it happens now, you respond. But if you are not prepared, you're going to react and you do all sorts of crazy stuff. All right? So I want to encourage you this morning to start. Allow me to give you another one. Some people do not understand the full use of confession. So they stop. They don't understand. Just like what I'm explaining here. If you don't understand this, you will think that this don't make sense. And why say those things? It's not going to make sense. All right? Why? They do not use their mouth as an offense force to make things happen. Let me say this again. They do not use their mouth as an offense force to make things happen. All right? You got to use your mouth as an offense force to make things happen. You must realize that your words matter. Your words matter. Okay? So when I'm doing a transaction, my words matter. Okay? When I'm believing for something, my words matter. Yes, I ask God for it. Yes, people are helping me, but my words matter. Okay? I'm dealing with a situation. In other words, what I say matter in this situation. Because what I say could give it life or death. What I say could turn this situation around. I am a change agent in my situation because my words matter. I am a change agent in my situation. My words matter. Yes, people could pray for me, and this one could pray for me, but guess what? My words matter. So I want you to start, folks. And you can start with the I am concept of the faith confession. All right? Start. The spirit will respond to you. The spirit will respond to you. Start with the I am. Jot down. Get a book, get a paper, and begin to write that down. All right? Come on. I am blessed. I am healed. Discipline yourself to speak the things that you should be speaking. Your words matter. Remember, when we start this discussion, we talk about vocabulary victimizing. All right? Vocabulary victimize. We talk about that. We talk about maximizing your words. All those things we chit-chat on these. Go back in the other sessions and you're going to realize on your words matter. And go back through the discussion and go over again. But I want you to get a book All right, get a paper, get a pen, move it from here, and begin to write them. You can start with the I am factors. You can start with the I am. Okay, you can start with the I am. I am blessed. I am healed. I'm successful. So I am the head. I'm not the tail. I am rich. I have money. I am. Just write down the I ams. Train yourself. I am. Okay. And every morning you get up 10 minutes. Okay. And then when you write the I am, you could write the I am not. Okay. I am healed. I am not sick. I am the head. I am not the tail. Okay. And you could just connect it with the I am and I am not. But train yourself, discipline yourself, and watch what is going to happen around you. If you are in a business, if you are in whatever it is, structure some I am based on the outcome that you want to see in that situation. I encourage you to do it with your health. Begin to speak over your body. All right? Begin to speak over your body. Your body will listen. Your body will listen. Okay? There's a situation in the book of Ezekiel. Some of you will know about it, the book of Ezekiel chapter 47. When Ezekiel was speaking to the dry bones. Probably I'm going to share about that on Monday. All right, when he was speaking to the dry bones. Okay, and God took him in the spirit and showed him the valley of dry bones and asked him, can these bones live? And Ezekiel said, God, you know. All right, and then he said, I want you to prophesy. I want you to say. All right, I want you to say, and there's a whole system I'm going to give you on that concept there in Ezekiel, and you're going to see how to use that structure in your situation. But God took him from the natural into the spirit, and he showed him the valley of dry bones, and he said, I want you to prophesy. In other words, I want you to say. Look at what God is going to do. He's going to change this whole situation in Israel, this nation, with the valley of dry bones. And the first thing he asked him, can these bones live? Can your situation change? Can you gotta believe it's let's so. And Ezekiel said, God, you know. He said, I want you to prophesy. I want you to, and don't just look at the word prophesy. I want you to say. This is what he said. I want you to say to the bones. Say. What are you saying to your valley of dry bones? What are you saying to your business? What are you saying to your body? What are you saying to your marriage? What are you saying to your life? What are you saying to your children? What are you saying? Because your words matter. What are you saying? Think about it. What are you saying? Or you have a situation, you're in the relationship or whatever, your children, they're not making right grades and all that stuff. You're sending them to courses. They're not. What are you saying? What are you saying? Sit down and think about that, because your words matter. Life or death is in the power of your tongue. All right? You can change the situation by what it is you are saying. Stop listening to what others are saying, what it is you are saying. Okay? I hear what people are saying, but what it is you are saying about your situation. And when you begin to say what the words say, when you begin to say what you want to see, what you want to see will manifest. Okay? So let's do this challenge, folks. Let's do this challenge. All right. We're gonna be back on Monday. Just do this challenge. All right. Sit down for me and write some I am factors concerning your health, concerning your relationship, concerning your family, concerning your business. Sit down and write some I am factors. Okay. And set a time every morning. All right. Before I leave home, 10 minutes, I'm going to stand in front of the mirror and begin to release this declaration. Somebody say, Dr. Cummings, why the mirror? All right, a mirror is a gateway to your soul, and you want to really convince yourself to it, because you are saying this to you. I am blessed. So you're looking at yourself, bam. You're looking at yourself in the mirror. I am blessed. I am healed. I am successful. I am money. I am the head. I am business. Come on, you begin to say it. I am intelligent. I am beautiful. I am wonderful. Come on, and you begin to say it. I am. Convince yourself. Begin to do that. And I'm going to tell you what it's going to do. That is going to begin now to reprogram on a consistent basis your belief system and your value system. You're going to begin to change those things in your subconscious mind, because now you're doing it repeatedly over and over and over. And you're looking at yourself, and get some emotion into it. You stick it up on your dashboard when you're driving up the highway. Come on, just get it. You know what I did? I record myself for 15 minutes. So I put it in my recorder. I put it in my vehicle. Hear my own self saying, I am blessed. I am healed. I am this. Encourage, speak it, speak it. Okay? Why? Because you got to be your own change agent. It's going to start with you. How many of you give me some feedback? All right. Don't abort the process. Don't abort the process. Give me your takeaway, folks, as we're about to bring this to a close this morning. Thank everyone for coming on. Make sure you share this on your Facebook, on your Instagram, and make sure you subscribe. If you're on and you haven't subscribed, pause and go and click the subscribe button and that bell, so it's going to remind you when we are coming back on again. All right. Let me give me your takeaway before we bring it into a close here this morning. How many of you enjoyed this session? How many of you enjoyed this session? All right, just text and let me know what is your takeaway this morning. Give me your takeaway this morning. All right, don't abort the process. All right, let me see. All right, let me see what Richard says. Be your own change agent. That's right. Be your own change agent. Come on, life and death is the power of your tongue. When you decree a thing, it shall be established. All right. I hear what people say. You know, we often talk about this one say this and this one say that. Okay, all right. People have a mouth and they could say what they want to say. But what it is you are saying about yourself. Okay. What it is you are saying about yourself. You could tell me what Tom say about Harry said and Jan saying all that stuff. But what it is you are saying. Because you can be your own change agent. That's right. That's right, Richardson. Okay. So, folks, coming to the end here, I want to thank those of you who took the time to be on this morning. Share with me your takeaway. What was your takeaway for this morning? All right. We're going to be back on Your Words Matter on Monday. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to share a system with you. I'm going to share a system with you on Monday. You will love it. You'll love it. All right. Okay, so we're going to be back on Monday. So I'm waiting for those of you to share what's your takeaway? What's your takeaway from this morning? Just text it there. All right. Just text the takeaway there so we can really see. Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. All right. Also, what you can do also is that those of you who you can send your questions also, any question you have, any area you want me to go more into. All right. Remember, these are from courses that we have. We share some other things from the courses that we have, snippets. These are this discussion we're having. All right. Okay. All right. All right. Jacqueline say, when I speak, things happen. When I speak, things happen. All right. Share with me your takeaway. When I speak, things happen. Wonderful. All right. When I speak, things happen. All right. So remember, let me reiterate the assignment I'm going to give you for Monday. Your I am. All right. Write out some I am factors for me concerning your health, concerning your relationship, concerning your business. I am. Okay. Probably write about 10, and set aside a day, a morning. All right. 10 minutes every morning in front of the mirror, 5 minutes in front of the mirror. And before you go to bed, 5 minutes before you retire from bed. All right. Get your paper out, stick it up there in your glass. I am blessed. I am healed. I am. All right. When I started to do this, I had a whole, book with this I am factors. I am. All right. So you can do this. So you can really, really kind of change how you think, change your mindset. Your words matter. All right. When you realize your words matter, there are some situations that you're not going to get yourself in. Your words matter. What you say is important. You see, I think Jackie put up here, when I speak, things happen. And I gave some folks that some weeks ago, and they had to write that. When I speak, things happen. Watch yourself in the mirror. Convince yourself, because many of us, we are not convinced of. We have to convince ourselves, not people. All right. When I speak, things happen. When I speak, things happen. All right. So I want to thank everyone for coming on this morning on the Morning Breakfast Brew. All right, where we just have discussion in faith and finance. myself and Keeshon Vane. Okay. Keeshon is in Miami doing some stuff there. He's going to be back with us, I think, believe next week. All right. But in the meantime, we're doing our stuff here on this side. All right. We're doing some stuff on this side. So I'm going to be back with you. Stay blessed. And remember, don't ever stress. Your words matter. All right. I'm out of here, folks. I'm out of here this morning. All right.